summer festivals and parades we enjoyed in 2019 are well into our rearview mirror. But fall is when cities and civic organizations usually take time to assess how those events went. Today we take a closer look at how the festivals we've known for years are evolving. Neil Pursley picks up the story from here.
Here in Brooklyn Park, the City Council received a report on what happened in the 2019 Tater Days at a recent work session. The assessment was candid and reflected changes that face many of our festivals across the area.
Both 2018 and 19 were a successful event for us, but they also saw some challenges.
Originally designed to recognize the importance of potato farming, Brooklyn Park's Tater Days Festival is one of the area's oldest. The celebration dates back to 1964.
The Tater Days Volunteer Committee used to be a very strong committee. Volunteers had a large part of planning in years past, and over the recent years there's been a decrease.
Tater Days is now organized and run almost entirely by city staff.
Brooklyn Park staff have increased the amount of time spent on planning of the Tater Days events over the years.
Declining volunteer participation is not unique to Brooklyn Park.
We need people on the committee.
Traditionally the backbone of multi-day city festivals, civic organizations are aging. Some volunteer organizers have been carrying the load for years. How many years have you been doing it?
This is my 12th year as president.
Lynn Haney has been the driving force making the Crystal Frolics happen.
Before that, I had been on the Frolics committee, I don't know how many years.
It's actually for more than 2 decades.
We are starting something new this year. We're going to be partnering with the City of Crystal.
Partnering with the city will help spread the organizational responsibility of the Frolics. Brooklyn Center does something similar.
And again, the Lions are the people behind this, so thanks to you and thanks to the Lions.
We've always supported the parade monetarily. And then after the 1986 parade, the people didn't want to run it anymore. So the Lions took it over in 1987.
Brooklyn Center's Earl Brown Days Festival responsibilities are divided between the Brooklyn Center Lions, who organize the parade, and the city, which organizes everything else. But volunteering is still very much needed elsewhere. In New Hope, the Lions Club is the primary driving force behind Duck Duck Days. And perhaps one of the best examples of volunteer groups running a local festival is the Maple Grove Community Organization, which puts on Maple Grove Days.
All of their committee members are residents of Maple Grove or have a tie to Maple Grove. So they have monthly meetings, and they're always encouraging more people, new residents to come in and be part of it.
The city of Maple Grove provides services needed to make the events happen, such as police needed for the parade, but without the Maple Grove Community Organization doing the heavy lifting, it's fair to wonder what would happen to that festival.
It is a partnership. They provide a great service for our residents of Maple Grove.
Neil Pursley, CCX News.
The scope and content of festivals are determined by 2 primary factors: manpower and money. Neil Pursley looks at how festivals are shaped by budgetary decisions.
Next year, the city of Crystal will have a brand new Becker Park in which to frolic. But with new comes change that didn't come easily.
It was very hard. And watching the carnival pack up that night, it's like, I hope to see you again, don't know if I will.
Following the 2018 Crystal Frolics, the last year in the old Becker Park, the festival committee had decisions to make regarding the carnival.
One of our biggest expenses, as far as for the police, was the carnival.
The cost of the carnival, including police security, added up to thousands of dollars. Something had to change. The carnival was discontinued.
Well, we're hoping we don't have to write that check anymore.
Haney hopes that a new partnership with the city will help the budget.
As we move forward, we both have commitments to each other to work together to make this happen, both monetarily as well as support for programming the event itself.
Crystal's not unique in grappling with costs and security issues that come with carnivals.
Youth have started to show up at these events and started to do what they call urban challenges.
Brooklyn Park stopped its Tater Days Carnival a couple of years ago for safety reasons. New Hope's Duck Duck Days Carnival was marred by fights for the past 2 years.
This was a very large crowd, mostly juveniles. There was enough of them being disorderly to cause a serious problem.
And the carnival at Robbinsdale's Whiz Bang Days fell to the budget axe 7 years ago.
It was a financial decision. You know, it was expensive.
But it's not just carnivals under the budget microscope.
We've also had the Northwest JCs who were able to fund the entire fireworks for us, and usually that's something that we're trying to get to towards the end to pay that bill.
That bill can cost around $10,000 and up per show. A big bill for a small town festival. Even things as simple as parades have their price tag.
People often complain to me that we don't have any marching bands in our parade. Well, we used to pay marching bands to come, and we would cap it off at 10, and they would fight to get into our parade. And now we don't even have our own local bands in our parade because they go where the money is, and we don't have the money.
So what are the festival futures? One answer may lie with time. Local festivals may go from several days to just one. Plymouth has already gone this direction with its festival. Brooklyn Park Mayor Jeff Lundy also mentioned going to more one-day events throughout the year to better reflect the city's changing demographics. We'll be following the future of festivals as they continue to evolve and change.
Champlin Park's girls soccer team is in the state tournament for the first time, and they had a thriller in the quarterfinals. The Rebels faced Stillwater on a blustery night in that quarterfinal round. The Ponies appear to score late in the first half when Sophia Steble knocks the ball into the Rebels' net, but Stillwater's number 16, Lexi Huber, is called for running into goalkeeper Malia Brady, and the goal is waved off, so there's no score at halftime. A scary moment in the second half when the Rebels all-Metro midfielder Megan Carlson goes down hard with an apparent ankle injury. An ambulance is called and she's taken to a hospital. More on that to come. Stillwater gets on the board with just under 14 minutes to play when Huber sets up Steble for a goal. This one counts. The Ponies lead it 1-0. But just 14 seconds later, the Rebels have an answer. Izzy Quick's great through ball finds Paige Kalla, and the freshman scores, tying it up at 1. There's no more scoring, and the game goes to a shootout. Tied 1-1 in the shootout, and Brady makes a big stop on CJ Fredkove, and it turns out to be the only save of the shootout. Tied 4-4, and it's Megan Carlson's twin sister Lindsay with a chance to win it for her sister and her team. And she does just that. Champlin Park wins the shootout 5-4 to advance to the semifinals. Maple Grove's girls soccer team lost in the quarterfinal round a year ago to Minnetonka. The Crimson and Skippers were matched up again in the state quarterfinals this week. Maple Grove goalkeeper Sarah Cortez doesn't face a lot of shots, but she stops everything that comes her way, including this shot in a scoreless first half. Second half, and a great crossing pass from the Crimson's Emma Fournier to Jordan Pauley. She heads it in for a great goal. The Crimson lead 1-0 with 29 minutes left in the match. With about 8 minutes to go, Maple Grove's Kelly Klons gets undercut by a defender from Minnetonka. A foul is called, and the Crimson are awarded a penalty kick. And senior Abby Schulte delivers on the PK. Her goal makes it 2-0 Maple Grove, and they win by that score. So the Crimson advance to the semifinals, and they'll take on Champlin Park in the First Class AA Semi Monday morning at 8 at US Bank Stadium. The teams played to a 1-1 tie in early September. Spots in the state cross country meet were on the line this week at section competitions. Runners in Section 6 AA had their race on Wednesday. A dry and not too windy day at Gale Woods. Wayzata freshman Abby Nekanicki follows up her Lake Conference title by winning the section with a time of 18 minutes, .5. Hopkins 7th grader Sydney Drevlo is the runner-up with a time of 18:23. Grace Weber, another Trojans freshman, takes 7th place as Wayzata is second as a team to qualify for state after a season plagued by injury and illness. The boys are up next. Wayzata senior Shaiwab Hussein winning the race with a time of 15:53.3. Hopkins Leo Goodman is 6th and his teammate Ben Haberman is 8th. They will both run at state, but no local boys teams qualified in this section. The next day, runners in Section 5AA made their bids for state on a spectacular fall day. The girls get things started at the section meet in Anoka. St. Michael Albertville's Allie Weimer wins in a time of 17:49.30. The Knights win the team title. Lindsay Young of Maple Grove is 5th and Lex Davis of Osseo 6th. Emily Meyer of Totino Grace is 8th and Jules Davis of Osseo 9th to also advance. Maple Grove is 3rd, Osseo 4th as a team. Then the boys take the course. Mounds View dominates. Finn Sokolowski races to the win in 15:41.80. 7 seconds back is his teammate Alec Nelson with Will Sakay of the Mustangs 3rd. Osseo's McKinnon McCorrow is 4th, Connor Preston of Champlin Park 5th, and Charlie Cavan of Maple Grove 6th. And he helps the Crimson finish 2nd, so they advance to state as a team.